Okay, we are back, and I have coffee and pizza because I hate myself. I realized how bad of a decision that was after I reheated the pizza. I'm going to move that controller out of the way so I can move the plate all the way over onto the side desk. Knock my water bottle lid off. But, yeah, I realized how bad of a decision that was afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and steal a bunch of these people's money. They won't need it anymore where they've gone. Weight. Cody bends, double hands resting briefly on her knees before she wipes sweat from her brow, huffing to catch her breath. She glances up at you with a bright smile. You've gained a golden soul. Oh, the item was... I don't think that is intentional.
If you'll spare me a minute, I'd like to perform a last rite for these poorly departed souls. Please, Watcher. Without my guidance, they might have a hard time finding the light.
There's no departed souls here.
What do you mean? Just look at all these corpses.
These people had their souls sucked out by Yothis. Their corpses are just empty husks.
That why they're so ashy?
Exactly. Yothis caused a Bioac, which is 5 intellect.
So it's not just symbolism in my dreams. I saw my god walking through storms. Didn't know he created them. While I do thank you for shielding my pride, Watcher, I figure it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you don't mind, I'll just do a call-in real quick.
Sure.
Mighty kind of you.
She's not actually going to do it. Okay. We can... Oh, we can't scroll up. Chanting, whirling weapons slicing in the air. Zoti's voice lilts and falls in an invocation. Summons any departed lingering in the area.
This here's a final call for all souls. Last stop for the lost. Gather round now, I'll cut you loose and haul you into the light.
For some reason, that cracks me up. I love that she's basically a redneck train conductor, which is great. I love it. Say nothing.
It's my honored duty to reap and shepherd departed souls during their journey to being reborn. With Aethys dead, me and the other reapers gotta gather as many souls as we can. We'll keep him safe until Gon returns to hell and can take him into his divine embrace.
What do you mean?
I'm keeping lost souls. And here. And that's all I care to say for now. Let's go.
I have a feeling we're going to lose that item. We could still upgrade it. It's relatively cheap, too. I mean, the gold is expensive. Yeah, it's 5,000 gold to do that, but it gives it shield deflection and all that fun stuff. But we don't have... I don't want to waste the gold is my primary concern there. The rest of it I don't care about. We'll probably eventually have a surplus of gold as well. Some hardtack I'll gladly take. Map-wise, we have not revealed squat. But I think we want to explore around the rim first and then go down. That way we make sure to get as much as possible out of this. Yeah, for the most part, I find games like this, especially if I can turn on a turn-based mode, super relaxing. I know people are like talking about things such as, oh, I'm trying to remember the name of that farming game. There's a few farming games. There's not the Nintendo one. Talking about the one that was not single dev, but close enough to a single dev. Indie one. I cannot remember the name of it. It's not Farmville. It's not Farmville, damn it. I need to set that to live chat so I can actually see those. Okay, back to that. Okay, so we came through there. We didn't get all the routes that we intended to. But yeah, I'm just going to loop around and do each floor. A rotary root item was added to our stash. Can always use more roots. Reminds me of stuff that my character does in D&D. Again, one of our first little side quest thingies was to find some moss for a alchemist guy, an apothecary. There we go. And it turns out that I can keep those in my pouches. Okay, so there's that. There's Luminous Audra Pool. We got some enemies to fight down there. Got a camp as well. Can we actually just... Nope. There is a path up there. Before we transition areas, I will explore this. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Let's get murdering. They're fast little bastards. Pork's on the menu, boys. And around we go to get the flank. Pork flanks. I'm sorry, that was dumb. Blast that through. And turn. Stabby stab. We still have half a turn. I think. No, we don't. We used up our attack. Nuking the first guy. Ow. Double ow. Yes, I'm eating while killing. It brings me joy. I forgot the eater was the one with 2 weapons, not my main guy anymore. That works. These don't have a lot of life, they're just strong. Okay, Marius. Strong offensively, sorry. We will come over here and flank. Or not. Wonder why he's not flanked. Is it because he's flying? Could possibly be it. Yeah, get up there and stab. Strong and quick. Oh, they get a bonus whenever there's something dies. That sucks. We're at 4 charges of that. Ow. That hurts a lot, my buds. No penetration. I am sad that it's quite so simplified as just an action and a move. I think I said that earlier, though. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, it might be last session because we're probably going for a while today. That side. Okay, so that should die on the first attack. There you go. So these have to be flanked by more than one character. That's good to know. Although, no, she's now locked in on it. They get a penalty on ranged because they're engaged. And victory. Easy enough. The trash fights are not that bad. I do want to loot all the corpses, though, because they got money. Whatever Oderacy did to that last batch is working. We're seeing much higher concentrations of essence in the harvested Audra. I only wish he'd let the rest of us in on his methods. One of our Hawana workers got the jolt of his life transporting one of the crates, and that's on top of the one that got blinded last week. All Oderacy has to say for himself is that they were careless. I'm the one paying these islanders' families out of my own pocket. At this rate, I'm going to be the one idiot who comes out of this whole enterprise with less money than I started. What is that green thing we got? Scorching Venom. 10 burn damage per round for 5 rounds, sicken for 5 rounds. If we use it on self, applies the poison on the next weapon attack. This effect clears on weapon switch for 2 rounds. Okay, so nothing here. Warning, extreme danger inside. By order of Oderacy, the training hall is off limits to exploration. That sounds like just the place I want to be. But we're going to finish exploring out here before we transition areas. And we got ourselves a cat. That is +1 perception. And it grants a party-wide pet advantage. Sweet. So we get that from the White That Wins, Orlin, Gosha, Barath's Blessing. Champion stats? Oh, that's because... yeah, never mind. We get a bonus across the board because we took that thing at the very beginning. So nothing there. And yeah, that is not traversable up there. Can we remove the shadow? No, of course not. That's another training hall. I do think we have another combat here. I think it's down in the actual pit, though. And then, of course, we have stuff inside the buildings. Whoever was in here left in the middle of drinking their tea. Ferris, take this coin out to the Hawana village and see if you can round up anyone willing to do a week's digging for pay. Try the low caste types first, the Roparu. They're used to hard work and they don't ask for more than their share. And I just realized we forgot to talk to somebody. So after we do this, above ground area, we'll go talk to the queen. I don't think this will impact it, but it could. There's foreman's quarters. Wonder where House stays. What do we have in these? Food and stuff. Yeah, and we're going to do it before we go down into that central area. Because frankly, I'm afraid that might trigger something. So yeah, before we do that, we're going to come all the way up here. Don't know if they're going to spot us. Yeah, there's just enemies down there, but there's, I think that's a door to somewhere? I could be wrong. And yes, I am snacking while streaming. Deal with it! You either watch short streams with no snacking or long streams with a bit of snacking, otherwise my blood sugar is going to go blank. which is not a good situation. Nobody wants their blood sugar to drop like it's hot. Although pizza's okay for blood sugar. It's got bread. Where is that pointing us to? It wants us to... Oh, I realize what it is. We're still in kind of a tutorial. I forgot. We won't get access to where that wants us to go until way later. I don't think we have anything to fear on the way there, though. Question is, where is she going to be out here, or are we going to have to wait for her? Because I think she might only be outside during the day.
Kitty, kitty.
I was wrong. Seated upon a chair before the bonfire, Ikawa looks considerably more comfortable here in her home village. She prods absently at the coals with a long stick. Kawa's lined face is pocked with fading scars, but there's no hostility in her calm appraisal as you approach.
I have had it shown to me on a map, the lands at the edge of the world. I did not ever think to meet a man from such a place. They told me what became of your ship. I say again that you are lucky. It is the only ship that survives. I could protect Port Mage, or else its ships, but not both. Perhaps Clario thinks I chose poorly.
Let's see. I guess you and the governor really don't get along?
Better than it may seem. Clario can be reasoned with, especially if one approaches him with coin in their pocket. He is not a cruel man. I suspect he might even enjoy life on the island if he were free of his masters.
Doesn't look like the storm did much damage here.
To a storm speaker, the storm is a friend, gentled by a word. And Satahuzi is blessed with several storm speakers. We were able to shield the village from much of the weather. Some of it is mere luck. Most of our canoes were here by the shore. We did lose one of our voyagers. It will take some work to replace it.
Why do business with the Valians?
Akira, do not all people trade for the same reason? The Valians have brought us guns, medicine, wine, and food. Some of them we have even convinced to help with the canoes. My people have come to enjoy these things. The medicine has helped many of the children recover from fever. We gain from this peace. So long as Clario keeps his company masters away, we lose little.
Did your people see the giant?
Yes, one of the old titans, say the priests. Andra is angry. The why, our priests do not know. I am only glad it has journeyed elsewhere.
That giant is Yothas. I need to know where he's going.
Aethys.
I keep calling him
Is
Yothas.
it redemption you
Aethys.
seek then? You risk much to chase a god across the sea. The Dawn Stars too wish to meet this god. What if he does not wish to be found?
Did your people see the giant?
Yes, one of the old titans, say the Ngati, Andra's realm, harbors many great beasts. They say the ancestors of the Kahanga tribe, and so their queen, hold pacts with such creatures. My priests wonder if this is her doing. Yes, I do not know. Most fled
Which
the
way
sight
did
of
it
it,
go?
and Clario has provided little information. This was the subject of our argument. Perhaps he will tell you more.
Can you help me free my ship? Is another question.
Yes, but it will take Clario's assistance. Convince him, and I will aid you.
Why wait on Clario's word?
You are one of his people now. It falls on him to protect you.
No, I'd rather be one of your people. They get cooler outfits. I thought there was going to be more to it, but I think we might have cut off some of the stuff that she could have done. Just because we went all around everything else first. I love the music in this game. I like the music in the first game as well. That's one thing they do very well, is just nice ambient music that's not too intrusive, but solid enough that you'll remember it. I do forget if Critical Role is still using this music. I know they used a bunch of Blizzard music for a while too, but I think they might have moved on to their own proprietary music just for like business safety reasons. Okay, let's go deal with the lovely little stuff down here at the bottom. Clear that out, and then we start handling these side areas. And yes, we are going to loot all the bodies. They were turned to dust. I forget if there's a way to restore them. I don't care. Hello, Catamus Maximus. Meet Dogamus, Bitamus. Here they come to wreck the day. Ouch. I do wonder, I don't remember if we have like a health stat underneath all this. I don't think that we do. Okay, so we have 3 cats, 2 drakes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't have a... Yeah, we just have straight health. We don't have, like, that endurance thing from the first game. Okay, you get down here. Stab! And turn. No, you can't get both of them. You can get all the cats, and you can get all the people. And we will go for... Yeah, we'll empower that. It's going to be going through everybody, so... And turn. Dog bite. And try to get in the way of these other cats if you can. I don't know if he can move there. Nope, he can't squeeze past us. You... I'm not going to knock them back. I could, but I don't think that's appropriate right now. I think instead we go into block mode and turn. Wow, that did not go where it was pointed. Thank you, game. That explains why we missed with it so often in the first game if it uses the same mechanic. Go ahead and get there. And turn. Ouch. Quit it. Ouch, quit it. And we can only, I think, hold up to 4 verses. So if we go here and shock him a wave. And turn. And the dog can come. Get a little bit of damage. Doesn't look like we got bonus damage to it. Is there something that... No, we don't have anything special there. And turn. I guess we could do Blessed Harvest. But he's not low. Because they have to be bloodied or near death for that to work. This is once per encounter, so we could run up here and do a heal. Boom. And turn. We have heals. We're good. I think we actually have heals on... We have self-heals on almost everybody. I wouldn't mind getting another healer for turn-based, simply because that's going to help us do... Basically make ourselves immortal. That's the entire goal. And this is a lot easier than real-time with pause. I remember this fight being actually kind of difficult on real-time with pause. That crust is crunchy. Need more songs. What is the radius of our song, by the way? Yeah, keep focusing on him. He's flanked. That offhand does so much damage. Yep, go beat him up. Just so he doesn't get another turn, we'll be fine. And yes, I am fine with them coming up point blank range, because that makes it easier on me to get my units up there. They can do that little fireball, though, and just stay the hell away. That would be the smarter move on the AI's part than necessarily what they're doing right now. That second swing was not necessary, Eater. Like, even in the least, it was not necessary. Snack is now done. You have my undivided, uneating attention. That looks like somebody important. Let's loot all their bodies. I'm gonna turn the sound effects down a little bit. One problem with my little thing that intercepts the game audio and stuff like that being on the fritz is I can't always hear exactly how loud it is. That's a gunpowder barrel. We don't want to break that. Get all your stuff. You switch to bow. And hit it. No, no, no. You keep attacking it. Okay, so it is just a pile of gunpowder. I was curious if there was anything we could pick up on that. I don't want to hit it with the giant freaking flaming torch. That seems like it would be a terrible freaking idea. Just calling it. Several men and women appear to be locked inside the cage of some kind. They're little more than silhouettes behind the glass, pointing and gesturing excitedly.
You out there? Are the beasts gone?
I'll be right back. We're gonna explore your stuff before letting you out, because I think you might not allow us to explore it properly. You're safe in there, you're fine. You're fine. You're not dead. You can live in there a day or two. Lots of traps, lovely. I'm moving that over to the left-hand side. It's easier for me to drink out of off the left table. Because yes, I have flat surfaces dedicated to just dropping things everywhere. Statue bears the elaborate detail from the buckles of the warrior's greaves to his curly locks. Oh, Jesus. Hi, guy. That's bad. This is very bad. Because there's multiple enemies. You go there. See if they set off a bunch of traps or not. Nice. I mean, that's fine by me too. You guys want to set off all the traps for me? I am cool with this. That just means I don't have to worry about them later. That is so weird how it just shoves him out of the way. I really wish it didn't do that. Okay, so that's gonna go. You just end turn. Dog to that side. These guys are a little bit strong for us, but I think we'll be fine. Oh, you're immune to him. That sucks. Get in there, Skelly bro. Okay, so it's 3 skeleton warriors. I can deal with this. So that one is not having a good day. Oh, because it's piercing damage. That would be why it doesn't do damage. Eater, you are in a bad spot, aren't you? Yup. Dog, go for this. Get there to provide him some support. And this actually will deal, if I remember correctly, oh no, it's foe and burn damage for 1 round. I think this only applies to vassals. Yeah, any vessels, which these are. These are vessels. Undead that are animated through magic and other means are vessels. Excuse me. That works like a charm. As far as my abilities, time to come behind you guys. Behind you guys. Introduce you to the song of my people. Intern. Stab. There we go. I'm liking the turn-based mode so far. I do see how, like, the random trash battles are going to be extremely irritating after a while, but you only really have to do trash battles once in this. They're not the worst. Oh, yeah, you're immune to piercing. I forgot. I am sorry, sir. Oh, you missed. Oh, yeah, he died because of our song. I forgot. We have the musical way of murder. As far as gear that they give, it'll sell. Okay, adjusting microphone real quick. The statue bears elaborate detail, from the buckles of the warrior's greaves to his curly locks. That looks like a door. I'd rather disarm them for XP, but if they want to blow them up, sure, I'm fine with it. Training Dummy's blade is heavily notched from repeated strikes on hapless trainees. That sounds painful. Gauntlets of accuracy and some junk. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of traps down here. This is going to pop out the other side. Yep, there's some more traps. Just looking. Just looting. It is interesting to see how they've linked the encounters, though. Because I wonder, at least part of me wonders, if those are somehow bound to how they're linked in real time with pause as well. Or whether it's linked specifically to try and introduce challenge on this. Goodness knows we're getting a lot of traps out of this. Okay, so nothing really worthwhile there. I am curious if there's a way to open this. I'm going to come up and look. I don't see any interactables, and we have a really high perception, so if it was there, we'd probably see it. Yeah, that looks like some place that we should be allowed to go. But alas, we cannot. Let's go back to that. So yeah, I think this is just back into that same place. Yes, we were exploring all the places before we released them. Because I'm pretty sure... Oh, well, we might not. They might just go back to town. But I was thinking they might actually have... There's an arena sub-level, there's the live Audra pit, all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's not readable to us? Interesting. Those are readable outside. And combat only starts whenever they spot us. Oh, more cave beetles. Cute. Bite. Easy enough. Not even doing other things just yet. Gotta get up in your face. I love the slow-mo for the kills, though, whenever you do just jib them to pieces. It's nice. I'm so glad that we heal afterwards, so we don't actually have to sleep, unless we want to restore our very few limited per rest abilities. Nope, he can't shove people out of the way. No! Okay, I guess you're just gonna do... There? Or are you not? What is the range on that? I don't actually know how to use that ability. So cast time 2.6, initiative 0. Summon weapons. I guess it summons them into our hands then? I don't know. That's a spell I didn't use whenever we were doing our real time with pause playthrough. Because I don't think I did. Ow. Well, that was not much damage. Easy enough. I think we were way over leveled for those guys. Larvae and a leg. You're pulling my leg. One of the workers dug up this old Audra medallion in the sublevel yesterday. I doubt Oderesi would be interested in it, and besides, it looks like it's worth something. Might be nice to surprise the crew with a bonus. Ooh. Apparently to be worn as a medallion, one side of the disc depicts a figure with its arms raised triumphantly above its head, a blade in one hand and a shield in the other. The other side of the disc has been worn smooth with time and is unreadable. Interesting. And yeah, I think we got a few more recipes. And yes, I am just clearing them off the list, I think. Because I think that symbol down there just tells me that's how many we can make. Yeah, it's not new recipes or anything like that. It's just the total number you can craft. Because for me, I can craft everything. Let's see. Anyway, continuing on. But yeah, our party is probably going to be main character, Eater, Zoti, unless Zoti leaves, and possibly Aloth. Because once we stumble across him, he's a pretty handy addition to the squad since he's a freaking wizard. Will give us more crowd control than what we currently have. And more crowd damage. AoE is your friend. That looks like a fake wall, and this place has a lot of space in it. Examine the bowl closely. Circular depression. You recognize an offering bowl, an artifact found in Iguithian ruins. It would have been intended to be used only by Iguithians who held high rank or had made some great achievement. In arenas such as this, the champion might fulfill that role. Place the medallion into the depression. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. In the mountain. Giving me loot. Here rests Exandros, most virtuous architect. And an amulet of health. That could prove handy. Question is, who does it go on? Possibly her? We're not really struggling for health yet, but I do need to keep it in mind. As far as accuracy goes, it's more important that he hits, so I'm going to drop that on him. That adds +3 to our rolls, which, well, not a lot. It adds up after a while. This is definitely going to be a number of encounters, just judging by how large this is. Ooh, pry bar. Oh, that's for crafting. That's fine. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Ooh, vessel flesh. Ew. Okay, so nothing else there. Looking for environmental interactions as well, because they don't always highlight. Question is, who put in all those traps in the other area? Because you'd think they would have been all triggered by now, considering the age of the structure in that it's probably been attempted to be plundered a few times. That's deeper. Praise the bold-hearted Everix, master of the blade. In memory of Sama, beloved sister, I gift this statue. Part of the statue near the legs has been forcibly removed. Oh no. All that remains of this inscription is Raka the Fortunate. The stone worn around it is worn smooth. Smooth stone. Hello, Will-O-Wisp. Time for me to scout the rest of your friends. Okay, so it's a Will-O-Wisp. It's a Sporling over there. That's mildly terrifying. I am going to have you... Yeah, just go stab it. We might be able to take it out before it gets a turn. That would be one less enemy wailing on our face. Oh. It's got probably... what? 1 or 2 health left? If that... Our song might hurt it, actually, now that I think about it. It might die at the start of its turn, but... to be on the safe side... murder. Especially since you can't do anything else. Here it comes. To rock my shit. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And around the other side. We'll deal with that in a moment. I have a feeling that's going to be much more difficult for us to deal with because it's a mushroom. And the chiming there was a mild bit unnerving. Wouldn't be surprised if there is something we have to interact there. Ow. Ow. You shall not murder me so easily, you foul plant. Surprised you don't get any spores in your mouth whenever you do that to little doggo. Yes, he is flanked by 4 people. He is what is known in the industry as surrounded, bitch. Sorry, I had to say in the industry because it adds some kind of level of authority to it. The walls here have collapsed inward, barring any further progress. There was an enemy over there. I think it was a wisp. Yeah, it's a wisp. Okay, so we have stairs down there. We have stairs down here as well. So we'll do this floor before we move on to moving down. I don't think it's an actual distinct floor. I think it is literally just down into a pit. Bitey, bitey. Yeah, there's only one enemy here. Don't think it's going to be able to even get a turn off. Got him. Was that any XP for killing that? No. For shame. Map-wise, we do have up here. That's why I saved. You have a slime up there, too. Essence Anomaly. I think we go after the wisp. It's two of them. Zoti? These counted as vessels now, or are they still counted as spirits? I think they're still counted as spirits. Fortunately. Okay, we got it about halfway, and we've got everything there within singing range as well. She can tank a little bit. I said a little bit, not everything. I don't think he's gonna be able to hit it. Yes, he can. Okay, you don't need to be targeting her with every attack, my dudes. Get you over here. He is not flanked, but he is weakness to perception afflictions. Or is that resistance? It's listed under beneficial effects. But I don't think weakness to perception afflictions is beneficial. Could be wrong. It doesn't sound beneficial to me. Actually, blip. Yeah, they're not counted as vessels. Information acquired. They still have spirits as a separate entity from the vessels. Ow. Sorry for the thunk there. That was me bumping my desk. Okay. Anomaly first. The Wisp is just confused as to why we're not paying attention to it. Because you're not the real threat here, friend. I do wish not moving would give me more, like, actions or something like that the next turn, or more initiative or something. Oh no, I whiffed. Ow. Yon Jerk needs to die. Thankfully, he takes a decent amount of damage. And blip. Easy cheesy lemon squeezy. This looks threatening. Doesn't seem to do damage though. Yeah, green ooze on the ground. It's perfectly safe. And around the backside. Is it flanked yet? No. Are you flanked yet? No. Are you dead? Yes. Oh, now it's flanked. Little bit late for its survival, but that's okay. What do you have on you? Horns. Whatever. And yes, I am looting everything available. It has been stroke of unimaginable fortune to find an Audra vein in such pristine condition. The essence is so concentrated here that even from the far side of the corridor, the pillar's light pulses like a star. At times, I almost feel if I can sense it, like the warmth of sunlight upon the skin. We will need to reinforce the central chamber before attempting further excavations. The ruins are unstable, and Seela's motley workforce of savages and paupers grows more fearful by the day. With the assistance of a single watcher, we could trace the essence in the primary vein and isolate those deposits worthy of extraction. I petitioned Director Castle in Nakataka for such a resource, but I am continually rebuffed. It is unthinkable that the Valian Trading Company cannot isolate within the vast borders of its considerable influence a single suitable candidate. I must assume that the wretched Elete woman is hoarding them for her fanciful experiments. Transportation. As if we have time to expend on such frivolities. And ahead. Oh, it's an Animancer's hat. Moss and grime have been scraped clear of large portions of this mural, revealing the vibrant hues of the Engwinthian figures beneath. Doro the Reckless defeated 7 beasts barehanded. Not barehanded, what about human-handed? Or kith-handed, sorry. Did he beat them kith-handed? I would think a bear's talons would give you an advantage. Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned toward the colossal pillar of Audra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse outstretches hands, rests upon the crystal's dulled surface. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet.
Think that's the guy we're looking for? Sure holding on to those papers tight.
As you pull the papers free, the ashen figure gripping them sloughs away, disintegrating into a fine plume of dust. We got Oderys's notes. Standing here by the lone figure, you are struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ash and dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Audra and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It's as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Audra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable, but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Audra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Audra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you, the Engwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Audra pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Audra. Like all Audra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys. The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Audra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys. From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre.
Do we push past the Lost Souls to find our own, reach out to the Lost Souls, or Yothus, stop? Yothus, stop.
Aethys' stride
Aethys.
slows and stops. His head slowly pivots until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a watcher.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys' brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys' massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord, the tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
Wait.
Time cannot stop for any of us, Watcher. Even me.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You all right? Come on, we just got you back.
I'm not sure.
Well, if you're not sure, now I'm worried.
All right, so what happened?
Let's see. I think we might go the benevolent route here, with 1,000 souls are trapped and you're powerless to help them. What is that one? Oh, clever. And we don't have arcane knowledge. Oh, metaphysics. But I think I'm going to go with thousands of suffering souls were trapped and I was powerless to help him.
I don't believe the god of rebirth wishes souls to suffer. If he's harvesting them, he's got a plan. What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
I saw a more luminous Audra in his path, but he told me not to follow, that something beautiful is coming.
I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Rayed Saris 20 years ago.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Destroy it. All of it. The gods must die. least that's the plan. But yeah, we will finish exploring this before we go up and rescue the poor people in that lectern. Not lectern. Lectern is the wooden things. Before we in that bloody cage. There we go. And glaive berries. Nice. We're going to have a few more encounters down here, I'm willing to bet. Oh, look, Rusty guys. Damn it, Rusty. Oh, just barely out of reach. What is that? Oh, that's the cat. I was like, it looks like a spirit coming out of the ground. That felt a bit weird. Go there. There. Only a graze. And these are not considered higher level than us anymore. Which is nice. Ow. Ow, quit it. Ow, quit it. But now that you are flanked, we can't really do any extra burn damage to him. I think he's immune to fire. Yep, he is. That's why we keep seeing the little immune flash above his head whenever we whack him with our secondary attack. At least we are higher level than these guys, so we don't have to worry about them, you know, being complete dicks. So we can just focus one down at a time. I should probably use her spells now that I think about it, because we could have gotten all three of them in a nice little AoE there. But I am going to go after this big metal man next. Yeah, so far most of the battles have not been very threatening, which I guess is a good thing for me, because it gives me a chance to relearn the game. But we're on, well, not the easy mode. We're on, what difficulty are we on? Classic. Suppose I should have maybe gone veteran, but that would come and bite me in the ass later on. It would actually be an issue towards the end of this, because I know that we're not going to be nearly as broken later on either. Okay, so that would damage him because he is a vessel. You are not. Entered. You might be able to kill that worm while we take out the rusted construct. And I love the chanter here. Just doing free damage every single turn. Something I keep forgetting we shove whenever we are like that. Yeah, if I could figure out a way to not shove, that would be great. Okay, loot those. We've got a pickaxe, which I think might be one of the new items that we use for interactions. Oderici's notes acquired from his corpse are a dense collection of jargon and diagrams. They allude to the mechanical and chemical processes used to treat Audra while it is refined into a powder. These notes would be doubtless of interest to those working directly with Luminous Audra. Interesting. Interesting. So pickaxe can go there. I don't think there's anything else we need to just dump into our inventory. Lockpicks are fine. Thought we had some more grappling hooks, but it doesn't look like we do, so I might need to find some to buy, more precisely. And I think that the pit on the left-hand side of the arena that we were in, that we were exploring, is going to, I think it's going to lead down here. But if it doesn't, that means it's a whole other area we get to explore. Yay. Brine Imp, and I have a feeling there's more enemies over there. So dog, go in and scout. Yay, it's Brine Imp galore. You get back here. You get with your dog. Loot spot. Nice. And you get there. Let them come for me. They're just focusing hard on my main character. They're focusing on M. Okay, so you could blast through the three of them. And I think we go for the throat on these guys. End turn. I run up, get healed by the orb. Orb of Doom. Ponder it. Ponder it while you die. That didn't heal us, did it? I don't think it did. I don't think it hit anybody on this bottom line. So don't trust the AoE on that, I guess. At least we have AoE heals. Get up there with them. Let's get ourselves a nice AoE heal that'll actually do some good. Stab. Only a graze. We are not doing good with these rolls. That is not the direction that I was telling you to go there, buddy. Okay, so that one's almost dead as well. Next level up, we will have more level 2 spells to kind of mess around with if memory serves. Oh, they have teleports. Nice. They're jerks. They're bloody teleporting nonsense. Fight. And end turn. And you now have access to the Shockwave of Doom. Just stun a bastard. Means the two of you can focus in on this one. And one reason I shouldn't take the AoE with the freaking torch is simply because it would blown us both up just then. Oh no, he's attacking me. Whatever will I do? Yeah, just get up close. Yeah, one nice thing about our current team. Yeah, I do wonder what's up with the music. Because every now and then we're just getting a, like, not a tinnitus sound, but just a weird resonant sound. Tinnitus is way higher pitched. Trust me, I've had it before. Ah, River Reed. That is totally not worth it. Wasn't sure about the constructs at first. These new techniques may be less extreme than those eccentrics like Galvino, but it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noising, witless dolls. The constructs require daily maintenance, and they make the workers uncomfortable. Still, they've been an effective deterrent to the local wildlife, and I have to admit, I've started to feel safer with one of them standing nearby while I work. Odorisi despises the things and avoids them if possible. That alone is a considerable benefit. The manager doesn't like coming near it. Yeah, don't hit the fire barrels, my bud. Now I feel like I'm playing Diablo, by the way. By just knocking out barrels. When in doubt, smash all the barrels and you'll get potions. There we go. Loot them all. Loot the weapons. This will just be good for selling later. No. I want to send a character that is actually capable of picking locks to pick the lock. Because you don't need to use up the lock picks. You need to grab that. The dagger, not particularly useful. That can go down in here. Pretty decent supply of junk so far that we can sell. Okay, I think we'll have one more fight down here, and then it's off to the other underground area. Oh, I don't remember this puzzle. Okay. This is probably one that I'm going to have to look up the answer to. I think I just did it the dumb way before. These ornate bronze fixtures appear to be braziers. Soot lines the interior of their metallic petals. You spy fresh coal beneath a filigreed grating. Someone lit these recently. Had you the means, you might do the same. Lit and tinder. And then the brazier ignites in a sudden flame. Flame jets downwards, moving into the narrow channel and connecting both the braziers. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it. And then we have to solve the puzzle here.
Well, at least it didn't catch us by surprise.
Okay, so I'm going to F5. We're going to pause. I'm going to look this one up because I don't feel like fighting it. Okay, how do you get the arena sublevel? There we are. Okay, the room beyond has some brightness, blah blah blah. Use the champion's medallion with your discretion to get that. Ransack everything you move through the corridors. Grab flame. A vault that you can open by lighting the braziers, blah blah blah. To deactivate the fire, you need to press the upper left, lower left, and upper right triggers. 2 of them can be deduced from the shields in the memorial chamber, and the 3rd shield is upstairs in the room opposite the Audra pillar. Okay. Are there actually shields in this room? I'm looking for where the shields would be. It says that shields are supposed to be a hint. Maybe they mean the shield's up here? No, there's a shield there. Maybe they mean the shield's in here? Oh, they mean that's one of them. Then we had, I think, this one. I don't know where the other one would have been. I think it said something about an Audra pillar. That would be up here. So top left, lower left, and upper right. Ta-da! That gets us this, which is the gladiator sword and some other junk. I don't know if we got that in the original one. I don't think... Oh, I think we did. I think I just ham-fisted and tried combos until it worked. So that is a one-handed sword. It's got corroded blade, so it's -1 penetration, which kind of sucks. I think we can probably fix that at some point. Sharpened blade, yeah. Not too hard either. It just gets rid of corroded blade and adds an extra penetration to it, which basically offsets the negative. What is Scrim? Plus 10% melee damage when wielded with a shield. 5. Okay, so it's just a bonus to it just for using it with a shield. Isn't bad. I'm gonna go down here, because we don't have a use for it. None of our current characters are built for short swords, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm slightly tempted one of these times to do a custom run with just a bunch of rangers, so we have essentially twice the units. So we just swarm everything, but we would run out of room, and they would end up kind of like the uncapped playthrough of BG3. If you're wondering what that is, that's whenever you play BG3 with an unlimited number of characters. Hi. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Audra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks and raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Audra pillar.
All of them? Really?
Small group of souls has started to cluster around you, one of them standing a bit closer than the others, and its hands gesture for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Of course, I'll protect you.
You have our thanks. We appreciate that you showed us the way to the Audra. But what if it goes dark, before we reach the beyond?
Can I harvest the souls now?
Yes, of course.
Thank you for aiding my mission, Watcher. I just knew you'd help me if I followed you.
Zoti glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or intricate dance. As she slides the circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and further from her body until an ephemeral light flares from the inside. The lure is answered and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
Your lantern's gonna get heavy. Hey, look, it's a Loth. We start to approach the elf, but a 30-ish woman with a serious demeanor notices and points.
You went into the ruins. Did you find survivors? In hiding, perhaps?
No, we're not going to be cruel. I'm sorry if it's any comfort. I think they died quickly.
It is not. But thank you for trying. I take it you are going back to Port Mage, yes? Governor Clario will want to hear of this. I am sorry that we cannot accompany you, but...
I shall go with them, Vanessa.
A sharp-featured elf comes forward, and he meets your eye. He gives you a knowing nod. He's earned a few new scars, but you recognize Aloth Corficer all the same. He taps a finger to his lips, a sly smile working its way across them.
After all, the jungle can be perilous, and the beasts that were here could not have gone far.
Ak, as you say, Engferth.
Let's go.
Be careful, amico.
I shall try.
Loth nods at her before leading you a short distance away.
Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must wait until we're off this island.
At least tell me what you've been doing here.
That's a rather long story. The short version, for now, is that I'm gathering information on local animancy operations.
The joys when your mute button works and then doesn't work. Okay, continue.
But I could ask you the same.
Okay. I think rational, maybe? The gods are up to something again. I need to understand what.
Well, there's never a dull moment with you. We can speak more freely once we're away from Port Marge. For now, let us return to Clario.
And him... Preview ability tree. Frankly, I think we want him pure wizard just so we can get the freezing rake. Because it is so freaking powerful. I don't really care about the level 9 spells as much. They're nice. But freezing rake is extremely powerful. Really, that's the only one from that I'd want. Meteor shower seems like it might be okay. It is one that we'd have to be, I think, a little cautious about because it's just a massive AoE that doesn't care. This is too, but it's a lot more aimable. So, oh, it doesn't. It's not an AoE anymore. No, it says all those within. Okay, so yeah, it can hit them. We also can get the substantial addition there. So these are all in his grimoire. I forget what grimoires do in this one, but yeah, I'll just go wizard with him. Battle mage is tempting. That's the only one out of these two that's tempting. Wizard rogue, no. But we'll just accept pure wizard. What does he have in his spellbook? Garbage. I suppose we should get him more than one grimoire. And I forget how easy or hard it is to adjust grimoires here. Let's go ahead and F5. In we go. And no, I can't swap it off of turn-based. You have to choose that before going into the game, because that is a permanent decision. What are we fighting? Oh, those? Sure. Marius. Go down to there, I believe. I think that's out of their line. I wish I could still see it on the ground. The AoE location. And this definitely looks like something that's going to be a bit of a stat trial. And they don't seem to react to us casting a spell on that path, so that's a good thing. And you just chill there. Keep focusing on the dog, he'll be fine. Okay, Rolling Flame comes in 3 turns. Zoti, you shoot right after it. You... Yeah, we can't do that, otherwise it's going to cause problems. So you just get next to your dog and block. Oh. Did I just disable that? And you go there. Watch it hit. No, that's not too bad. Did knock one down, it looks like. Oh, and it ricochets. That's not good. Okay, so an immediate attack with Jolting Touch or Fans of Flame. Bloop. And turn. Bite. And turn. I think that killed one of them. The other one's knocked down currently. Yeah, they're not very strong. And they're taking damage from our passive AoE too. I think a team of 5 of our main character would actually be kind of horrifying because they would be doing 25 damage per tick just in an AoE and then be able to stun everything, which would be hilarious. We're not going to do that. We're not going to cheese everything, especially since we're on turn-based and that's my domain. Turn-based is always my domain. We already have 4 of our 5 characters, too. Okay, so is there anything we can do with this pool? Guess not. And yeah, that resonant noise is just annoying. There we go. That's everything there. We didn't actually look at that. I need to go see what he has. The generator occasionally vibrates wildly, and you can faintly hear the sound of metal grinding on metal from somewhere within. What weapon do you have, by the way, bud? Oh, you do have a scepter. Hebrector scepter, that's one-handed as well. Alzorath looked upon the remains of Theos's Akana and his former master. He saw where the Grandmaster had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. He burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience. He set out on a... Okay. He crafted this iron scepter with which he would combat the agents of ignorance and fear. Myzotheist is... grants party chance to reflect punishment and condemnation attacks. I have no idea what those are. And reject the wheel is 10 all defenses except deflection for 5 rounds to nearby allies. So Myzotheist is just an aura. That could be worth it. Auras are my friend. They will always be my friend. And yes, I banned a bot. Deal with it. If you're wondering why I just banned somebody. Kind of an odd thing, but still. Let's crush, steel trap, resistance to perception, afflictions, and grants veterans maneuver. Wearer is immune to any attacks targeting reflex until they're hit twice by other attacks. I think steel trap is probably the better one out of the bunch. Because distracted, disoriented, and blinded. They're different tiers of basically the same effect. If you're wondering what those are about. Finality. And Urgent Harvest. Yeah, that doesn't really do as much. I do wonder if it starts getting more power later on. But we can give Alzorath a shield. I don't know why he doesn't start with one. And this is just... oh, that's still a decent shield. Known causality. Versus elementally stable. Causally fixed. Okay. Those aren't bad. We actually have to go up the path to get them, but it's fine. I am surprised that none of these have a ranger subclass that they can be. I think that is everything. Eothas' footprint. Oh yeah, it is a footprint. If we take the camera over here. If you didn't notice, that's a footprint. Forgot to mention it whenever we pass by. You'll see that a lot. This is one too. But you'll see that a lot as we're pursuing him. We'll run across areas that, at first, if you're just zoomed in, you're not going to notice it. But he leaves footprints on the map and on the actual explorable areas. The only thing that bothers me is he came here. The footprints don't go off the island. You can see where he came on. He came in through this water here, walked up this way. There should be footprints that go like that, because that's the direction he went. If I remember correctly, the northeast is the whatchamacallit? The end game. Where everything goes wrong. Okay, so we go to Port Mage. We go to the governor's estate. The long walk in there. Sad that we can't explore the rest of the city, but it's fine. We're about to have our own bloody ship, which is a good thing. I could use my own bloody ship. Okay. Time for the discussion.
What can I do for you?
I have information for you about the dig site.
At last, Belfetto, tell me, please, what has happened? How much have we lost? I must know.
Let's see. I saw the same destruction Eothas wreaked in Caed Nua. Oderasi is dead, along with most of your animancers. I'm sorry some of your animancers made it, but I'm afraid Oderasi was killed when Eothas arrived. I'm gonna go with one.
I see.
Same damage he did in Caed Nua.
And the work? Odorisi's notes? Was there nothing of his research?
Find it kind of sad that he's not very interested in the well-being of his people. That's mildly insulting. I'm gonna give him the notes anyway, though.
You did. Gods be kind.
Valerio takes the bundle of notes from you with barely restrained urgency. Within moments, he is flipping through the papers, his eyes sweeping back and forth across the pages.
Belfetto! Belfetto! We are saved!
He lets out a relieved, almost giddy laugh, looking up to you with a toothy grin. As the grin, he hides soon after beneath a cough and look of some regret.
That is, Odorisi's legacy is not wholly lost. I like to believe the man would find that pleasing. You say this is all the work of the Titan, of Eothas, and you still insist on looking for him? He destroyed your ship, killed my people. Would it not make more sense to sail to the far side of the world and away from all this?
This is the god of light we're talking about.
You are too trusting in your superstition. Believe in what you have seen and felt. The death of every man and woman at that dig site.
I find it weird that we just had someone... I think it sounded like they were sneezing or something. We have diplomatic or we have rational. Eothas is using the Audra pillars as an energy source. If I can find more, I can find him.
Merla. He will ravage every outpost in the Deadfire. That Adra is why we are here. Why everyone is here, in truth. The Valiant Trading Company. The Royal Deadfire Company. Countless mercenaries. You'll want to go to Nekataka. Queen Onekaza II rules there at the Kahanga Palace. Anyone seeking to do business in the Deadfire archipelago must negotiate with her first. The Queen knows every Adra vein of worth in the Deadfire. I'm certain she can help you. That is, if she agrees to see you at all.
Okay. Is that unlikely?
Nekataka harbors many foreigners, but they count upon a small army of diplomats and emissaries to buy passage with words or coin. You have no one but yourself. Ah, that silver tongue of yours will be put to the test.
You promised to help me.
I have not forgotten. We will get you to Nekataka, and for that, you need your sheep. I'll arrange it with Ikawa. Between the two of us, I'm certain we can gather the workers we need. Head down to the beach once you are ready to depart.
Thank you for your help.
Pompiaco. It is only right, after all you have done for me. I won't keep you further. You have a long and very strange journey ahead. Some advice. After you have had your audience with the Queen, seek out the Valian Trading Company. They make their headquarters in Nekataka, and the company always appreciates good help.
Do they now? Now we just get to return to the beach. Are we out of sight from them over here? Nope, there's a guard right there. I forgot about you. I do wonder if you ever have anything, Loisa. Loisa never has anything to say. And Loisa's a joke. Feel bad for the person sweeping stuff in there. They've been sweeping stuff for literal days. That exact same spot. Likely have worn through the entire bloody floor. Or through the broom. More likely, wear through the broom.
We have supplies here for the paying customer.
I will probably be back for you. Because we're going to need supplies where we're going. In for war. That so I can make sure that... Okay, yeah, it's still... We had some problems with the YouTube side whenever we were doing Divinity Original Sin. And no, it doesn't auto-pause when we alt-tab. That's one of the advantages of this game. And now, after this, we should, if we reach the towns by sea, be able to leave by sea. I forget if we can leave by sea if we haven't entered them by sea. I don't think we can. Anything respawn? Nope, nope. And a little bit more. Nope, nope. Okay, on to Valario's Rest. Where we will have first access to our ship. We'll likely go around and get some upgrades to it while we are there. I want to upgrade our gear, but it's too expensive right now. Upgrading our ship is probably more beneficial because it helps us against pirates and stuff.
Good, you are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Ikawa gestures towards your vessel, where the motley crew of Juana and Valian workers race to and fro.
I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
What if there's another storm?
Then you sink. Come, we will see your Defiant out to sea.
And we leveled up. Kind of wish I could ask her both, but they don't usually allow you to in games like this. We've received a curious message from Harbinger Vatnir. Read. This missive, written in what looks like dried blood on a slice of tanned leather, came to you rolled and sealed with the mark of Aurochs. The lettering, spidery and sharp, suggests the sender may have been shivering as they composed it. Most glorious watcher of Cadenua, I cordially invite you to a feast to be held in your honor. A community of like minds has congregated at Harbinger's Watch, a small outpost located in the southern Deadfire Sea, to witness the Dead Flow's rapid expansion. Soon I shall consume all, and Rimgrand's dominion over Dead Yora be unchallenged. We eagerly anticipate hosting your magnificence with admiration for your many accomplishments.
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway. It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm. However, Port Margay appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short one.
Port Meiji. Okay, crew to crew. In Deadfire, not every ship on the sea is friendly. Hostile ships can attempt to engage you in ship-to-ship combat. During ship combat, distance and orientation to the enemy are vital to your success. Distance determines if the enemy is in range of your cannons or if you're in range of theirs. Orientation determines what cannons, if any, you can fire, as well as how easily your ship may be hit. Turning your side to the enemy may allow you to fire the most cannons, but makes you an easier target. Each ship must maintain its sails and hull. Damaged sails limit the speed of a ship. If a hull is destroyed, the ship will sink. A ship's cannons are also limited by how much ammunition the ship is carrying. When two ships get close to each other, they can board or ram. Boarding locks the two ships together and transitions to a deck-to-deck fight between the two ship crews. A ramming attack does damage to the hulls of both ships. If one does not sink, the battle transitions to a deck-to-deck battle. Once you have victoriously sunk... Sorry, I had to pop my neck there. Once you have victoriously sunk the other ship or defeated them in deck-to-deck combat, you can plunder what remains. Plunder typically includes ship resources, treasure, and occasionally the unique triumph of a noteworthy enemy captain. Coins can be shared with the crew to improve morale, and triumphs are always flown from your ship's rigging. Hello. As the Defiant leaves Port Meiji behind, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going, mostly fishing and trade vessels. One craft stands out, an imposing dhow. Don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's dhow. Replete with cannons, crests in view across the Defiant's starboard bow, the flag raised atop its sails signifies it wish to parley. However, the dhow approaches at an aggressive speed, suggesting it may not be easily turned away. Face the pursuer. You spin the ship's wheel counterclockwise. The ship swings around quickly, disturbing a gull resting on your foremast. The bird voids a white splotch on the deck as a signal of its disapproval. You even out the wheel and bear straight towards the dhow. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dhow's hull rolls in the waves beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast onto your ship, along with shouts from its crew notifying you their captain will be boarding. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open to make way for their captain, a tall, well-dressed man. He peers at you with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following behind the captain, and in stark contrast, strides an unkempt Orlin. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt as he casually twirls a stocky firearm round his index finger. His shaggy face, framed by long cobalt blue hair and wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked smirk he directs at you seem almost sinister. Blue-haired short people? With weird facial hair? What are we in, Pathfinder?
Ado, Water of Cadno. On behalf of the Principe Sen Patrina, I must request we meet in parley.
Broad-shouldered captain uptilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his left cheek divots a shallow dimple. You have my attention.
Agrasima. I will make this quick. I have heard some marvelous tales regarding your ventures in the Deerwood. In fact, you are the first dragon slayer I have ever met, outside of a grave. Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
He's done his research. Might as well hear him out.
Under the captain's words, you hear a faint but insistent buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Ferrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks between your ears and you glimpse a different sun-shod sea behind your eyes. Let the visions come. The visions streak across your mind's eye, fleeting and incoherent. An elf, dark-haired and battle-scarred, stepping across the gulf between vessels. She shakes Ferrante's hand, and warmth spills through you. Excitement, pride, respect. The imagery melts like candle wax into a lamplit gallery swamped with the scent of unwatered rum and sweet fruit, with sailors and their songs and sweat. The scene billows away, ice-cold and clawing, replaced with crew on deck, solemn and staring. As Ferrante grasps one of their own by the throat, not one of their own, no more. You don't steal from family and stay family. Tears and mucus mar the man's... Not one of their own, no more. Okay, so yeah, it's someone that has stolen from them. Tears and mucus mar the man's features as Ferrante reads the man his last rites. Thief or no, they're going to consign him to Audra as the tradition dictates. Vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Ferrante's face. He raises an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benweth of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles grandly, and the dimple cuts deeper in his left cheek. I know a cipher's handiwork when I feel it. Tell yours to stay out of my head. Blue Orland's mouth falls open.
Voxen of Ubilnet Merla. Careful, ship hunter. Mind that you do not confuse a useful skill set for a non-expendable one.
Ferrante glares at Seraphin. The Orland steps back, blinking away the rebuke, and peers at you, probing. His yellow-green eyes narrow, unfocused as if trying to remember something. Then the captain turns a warm smile back to you.
My apologies. Rest assured, it will not happen again.
Apologies, Captain. Didn't mean it, really. We're up all night, you know, searching out our friend here. You've been at sea a while. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, aye? Well, mine plays tricks on others, too. Usually don't mean much. Maybe see a bit of shadow, hear a bit of tune. Not less a person sensitive. Like, say, a watcher.
You say this Captain Benwith is the one who attacked me?
The short-sighted scoundrel has been wreaking havoc in the area for months. He is no son of Valia. I do not fault his ancestry, but he disregards too much the grand heritage we Principi represent. Benweth is the second most selfish captain within the Principi's newest generation. He risks all that we value.
Benwith's the second most. Who's the first? He pinches at his lips, eyes narrowing thoughtfully, but you can see that he's biting back a mischievous grin.
Perhaps I have said too much. This is a problem solely of my own, for now.
Why accept non-Valians into the Principi if they're going to cause problems?
Few pirates retire comfortably, amico. We sink and we hang or we burn. We must replace our losses, accepting from many regions, including the Deadfire.
If Benwith is one of your own, shouldn't you take responsibility for his actions?
Benwith is no captain of mine, amico. It is not beneath my flag his Drake sails. Yet I do seek to temper his actions when they would endanger the Principi altogether.
And where might I find Captain Benwith to say I wanted to teach him a lesson, or how has he endangered the Principi?
Are you saying if we rile you, you will pose no threat to us? Così. Pardon if I do not believe you, Dragon Slayer. Word of Benweth's raid on the Defiant will spread throughout the Deadfire. More fools will seek to prey upon you. I would suggest you stave off all others by making an example of Benweth.
For aunties, do my job for me, friend. Hope you don't die in the effort.
The rogue words flit through your thoughts like darters. Not quite your own, but not entirely unlike your own. Where might I find Captain Benwith? Actually, why would you want to help me?
I will be honest with you, amico. I do not favor Benweth, nor do I care for the company he keeps. Such fools and scoundrels serve only to tarnish the Principi's reputable name. But I believe you will be capable of setting him straight.
You're not a scoundrel and like Benwith in the company he keeps?
I am a gentleman, of course, and I am certainly not a fool.
Okay, I think I will go with the insight one. It says, it sounds like if I defeat Benwith, I'll be doing you a favor. I want a boon for it.
I suppose I should expect as much from a man once employed by the dozens. Of course, amico. Work with me, and I will weight your pockets with gold. When you have dealt with my problem, I will prepare a fine welcome for you at my port. Now, a tip for you. Benweth's Drake took damage during the storm. Eventually, he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Seraphin can find him for you. He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'd be the high fucking model of the Gentleman of Fortune. As for Benwith, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing two men with a single bullet.
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Yeah, you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Seraphin spins towards you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the Gentlemen of Leisure, but the Captain be right about me finding your mark. Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies, you might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
Why loan me your best ship hunter?
What venture does not require an investment to be prosperous? Seraphin is an allowance, which I expect you will return, in one payment or another.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
I sail now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
Oh, I can make him a cipher, a barbarian, or a barbarian cipher. Preview ability tree. I want to see what the abilities on both of them are. Okay, so that's I think that's barbarian, yeah. And then the cipher one, we wouldn't be able to get Death of 1,000 Cuts. Isn't there one that uses up your focus? Or uses your focus to do more damage? I think I might go Barbarian Cipher, because Barbarian gives him more close range stuff. He would lose out on the defensive Mind Web, though, is the only thing I think I would miss from this. 1,000 Cut ones is nice. Actually, some of these end ones are actually kind of nice. We might go pure Cipher. Wild Mind Cipher. Cipher spells have a chance to trigger an unexpected effect. This can manifest in spectacular ways, often but not always aiding the party. Oh, great, he's RNG. Wonderful. I don't want an RNG Cipher. As in, he might hurt us. He might fuck us over. Oh, darn. Okay, so let's go back to the port. We actually need to get crew members and supplies. Don't you dare attack us. Okay, supply. Crew members. What do we have as far as our current crew goes? Let's pause. How do I view my crew? That's not it. That just brings us onto the ship. On the deck of your ship, you can select that to access the world map. We have the enchanting thing. Is it in here? Yeah. There are several jobs on the ship that crew needs to fill while sailing. Every ship needs deckhands, cannoneers, and a helmsman, and all ships benefit from having a cook, surgeon, and navigator on board. The larger ships even require a boatswain to keep the deckhands in order. To place a new sailor on the ship, you must be in a port. Click an available sailor from the known sailors section and move them to an open role on the ship. Note that each sailor has different talents. Not all sailors will be well suited for a given job. Your crew consumes both food and drink while adventuring. The type of food and drink you feed them will adjust their morale. More expensive provisions make them happier. Cheap food and drink will lower their morale over time. Even so, few things will impact your crew's morale as badly as letting them starve. A starving crew with low morale may mutiny. If neglected for long enough, some may even die. Several jobs. Captain determines how likely the ship is to gain advantage. Deckhands are required to perform any maneuvers in ship-to-ship combat. If a ship does not have enough deckhands, it will move more slowly on the world map. The more skilled deckhands a ship has, the faster it will move in combat. The boatswain counts as a deckhand, but is more important in their ability to accelerate the completion of special events, such as putting out a deckfire on the ship by coordinating their actions. Helmsman is required for turning and jibe actions in a ship-to-ship combat. More experienced helmsmen may make the ship harder to hit after performing turn and jibe actions. Cannons cannot fire without a cannoneer assigned to them. The more experienced a cannoneer, the more accurate their fire. The surgeon increases the rate of healing of injured crew members in reserve, both in combat and while traveling. Two jobs have no combat rules, but may be called upon to resolve ship events. Navigator increases the speed on the world map, and cook reduces food consumption while traveling. Okie dokie. That is fine. Okay, so you are injured, but you are a novice cook. So we need... You're a surgeon and a cannoneer. We only have 2 cannons. Let's go ahead and put better sails on. And a better hull. Did we lose the old ones? No, those are just the default. Okay. So that helps out. We don't care about the obsidian ore. We're going to keep the deerwood colors. Stack up the food. Stack the water in there. These are -1 morale, unfortunately, so these are going to be like the last ones we use. As far as food goes, fresh fruit is our first pick. Put these down at the bottom. Yeah, we don't care about using food on ourselves, by the way. Okay, so vegetables. I'm just seeing which ones give good morale and which ones don't. We're going to actually go with that. Actually, no, we'll go like that. We want 0 morale things at first, instead of +1 morale. So vegetables. Kappa leaf. Oh, we could make Kappa tea. I think with that we could. And yes, I am just kind of dumping stuff in here, because I think it might be decent enough to go like that. And that is +10 morale. That's going to be like one of the last things we use. And seems like a really good pick. Just for like quick food that doesn't give them any kind of morale penalty. In fact, I think we open up with fruit and then go into rice and vegetables. And we open up with arak and grog and then go into our other drinks. Because all of those are zeros. So we're opening up with a good bit of liquid there. Fire kelp is a 0 as well, so that's going to go there. Yes, I am just dumping food in there. But yeah, what I'm going for here is an initial surge and then a no effect on morale. I think that's a good start. And if we start having trouble with food, we'll dump that in. And yeah, as far as the crew goes, we need a bunch of people. Chipatek is a deckhand and a cannoneer. Where is the boatswain? Yeah, those are all three. Oh no, that's the navigator. So we leave this, we go into dock. We can adjust our crew. Come on. We should be able to adjust it here. We are in a shipyard. Oh, we have to go to the shipyard at Nekataka to bite me, game. I thought you said I could just go to any shipyard, but no. We're gonna get crew then. Who do we hire? Daily wages of 2, 1, 2. These are the only ones. She's a seasoned cook. How are we looking on cooks? She's injured for 5 days. She is... Can I look at her stats? I wish I could look at their stats. It just says up there. So 1 cook, 1 deckhand. So I could use a surgeon. Do I actually have a surgeon in here? You are an okay surgeon, so I'll hire you. I am going to hire you. Actually, yeah, they're all 0. Could use another helmsman and another cannoneer. Although she is a seasoned cook, so she's going to be just a better cook. And we'll go ahead and get you. I'll grab you all. And what do we want from here? That is 0 to 250 range. 50 to 400. 200 to 500. So the Iron Thunderers are going to be better for long range. We could do... That's 10 to 13 damage, 6 to 9, 4 to 7. So these are just better. Medical supplies. I'm gonna buy repair supplies. I'm not sure where it shows up. Oh, it's up there. We could get 50 more. I'll just buy 50. That's 530. Cannon shot, 50. These are more expensive but more reliable because they're 0 and 0. Okay, so we go ahead and clear that out. That 5330, so we get rid of that. And it still has the we need more money for the hull breaker. Okay, close that. And unfortunately, we can't change our crew. Although it automatically places them in there. Oh, we can rotate them around. Okay, so you are a cook. Navigator, you are a deckhand, so you go up here. You're injured. She's got increased heal rate because of healing supplies. You're a navigator, so that's all three of those done. You are the surgeon. That is actually the surgeon position, I think. You are a cannoneer. You're a surgeon slash cannoneer. She's a surgeon slash deckhand. I'm gonna go like so. Deckhand cannoneer, helmsman cannoneer. Who do I actually want to be the surgeon? Fearless and drunkard religious. He's going to be on reserve. And you'll be a cannoneer. Chatty, academic, professional. I'm not a fan of her being malicious, but she is just a body. And we should be okay with her just being there for a little while. She is fearless. I think I'd rather have her on it. I don't want a drunkard on it. And there we go. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Nakataka is there. Fort Deadlight is there. We're going to Nakataka first. Good. Medical supplies. We can dock there, but we don't want to just yet. Need to be a little bit cautious here. Because if we run out of resources, we are boned. Always want spare supplies. View. Click on the known locations drop-down list to bring up a list of places you've discovered. You can also search by a location by name. Ships travel faster in deep water, slower in shallows. What is this? You're sailing past a reef when the Aura the Mad shouts out. Aura the Mad is our novice deckhand. There lists a ship stranded in the middle, perched on a narrow shoal. Okay. It tips and rolls with the passing waves. Hanging from its mast is a blue flag showing an image of a crescent moon sinking beneath the waves. Your crew gathers around, murmuring low, excited voices. Captain, that's the gift-bearer ship. No telling what sorts of treasures it's got. Gift-bearers carry sentimental junk, worthless stuff. No, that's a smuggler's ship. It's a classic disguise. Then it's a fucking stupid one. Gift-bearers only visit landlocked settlements. That's a trap. What's that about gift-bearers, Chiptech? We'll have to row out and climb the hull. Climb up. You tie off on a snag of coral next to the wreck. The water is rough. Okay, you pull yourself up using bent planks and barnacles for holds. You're a crash from somewhere below as the vessel rocks. Your legs slip out from under you and your fingers dig into wet lumber. Oh, we got decent athletics, though. The ship is deserted. You don't even find corpses. If the ship had a skiff, it's missing too. Search for salvage. Crates of supplies and several more assorted odds and ends. Handkerchiefs, bead jewelry, child's doll. Find, just medicine and ammunition. Search for evidence of smugglers. Perception. But then you notice scuff marks along the deck, as if a box of junk had been moved repeatedly over the same spot. You slide aside and find a trapdoor underneath. Within rests a small chest brimming with golden shellings. So we got... what? 230 plus 46 is 276. A laughing imp cameo, which summons imps once per rest. Oh, and we earned experience for it. Crew. Experience, but experience nonetheless. And I will put that in my summons. Let's go to the ship thing. We will throw fruit into the fruit. Water into the water. Water is minus morale, so we'll swap that. Should be fine. I'm gonna just buy a crap ton of fruit as soon as we start getting money. It's gonna buy all the fruit.
The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind. The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000 bells ringing all at once. You are alone. And then you are not. An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Berith, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus. And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out behind each of them, reaching back to places so distant and yet so near you cannot comprehend their size. The shifting image of Berith settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
I can't follow Yothis around if you're going to keep dragging my soul into the beyond whenever the whim takes you. That's very tempting to say. It's too early for sure what he plans, but his behavior is suspicious. He's draining his souls from veins of luminous Audra.
The Pallid Knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return to the beyond? Intriguing.
Her sickly pale skin pulls tight across the bones of her face, as if the shell of this aspect does not quite fit the impossible creature it contains. The figure nearest Berith dissolves and reforms in the image of a thin-lipped, ancient crone, whose face has felt the melting kiss of fire. The goddess Wodica strides forward.
Does Aethys frighten you, Berith? He should. Magran subdued Aethys's influence once before, and yet he returned.
From out of Wodika's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face where his nose once was. He does not speak, but stares up at Wodika, with naked loathing plain on his ruined face. Wodika steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the pallid night from the corners of her eyes.
A moon would do the job nicely.
I doubt Andra would approve of that. That is very witty. I'm pretty sure we need that.
A voice echoes from the shape nearest Bereth.
The lava is too large to be moved, and Koltha too quick to be caught, even for a god of Wodika's strength and apparent lunacy.
The figure beside the aspect of Bereth flows forward in a swirling cloud of ash. The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman, leaning on a monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Mogren's glowing lips curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do nothing, nor destroy the world. I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
What kind of precautions do you suggest?
Mogren looks at you as one might a wayward gob of spit on one's shoe.
It is no business of yours what the gods decide.
And why bring me here?
Another of the silent figures steps forward, and the warm, golden light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide. Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wodika suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who killed Lord Harren, the man who tormented his dear niece, Alice. Curious.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Attempting to end Aethys may only make things worse.
Your point is well made, little Watcher. If self-evident, Aethys has not been known to possess a vindictive nature. Indeed, he has occasionally been magnanimous to a fault. However, if we push him to the brink of reason, there is no telling what he may do. He is, as ever, unpredictable.
Something akin to fondness creeps into her voice.
Not into her voice. No. Then what's the point of this exercise?
The pallid knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Mogren grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Mogren stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, There is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Worika waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
There's no cause to act now.
Your opinion is unasked for, but noted. We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
I might go stoic on that one.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin, alone.
Can't get a good night's sleep as a watcher. Your eyes are always open. Oh, we have control. Of course I'm going to loot my own stuff. Okay, hammer and chisel, yes. Fragments of the Blade of the Endless Path. Those, I'm going to actually do this number. Fragments of the Whispers of Yenwood. So we do get items from the initial playthrough. Hope this letter finds you in good health. It's been many summers now since you first arrived in Gilded Vale. Much has changed in those years for both of us. I do not know if you remember me, but the day you came to my door is not one I will forget. For months afterwards, I wrestled with my faith and my fear. And still the gods have blessed me with a son. He's healthy and strong and already so curious. All of the Gilded Vale dotes upon him. I have told him of you. He asks constantly after the Watcher who restored his spirit and hopes one day to meet you. Until then, know that we keep you in our prayers. Your most grateful servant, Afra. Talk to it. Can't talk to it. Hi,
Ship life
Zoti.
sure is an adventure, ain't it? Just think of all the places we can sail to, all the sights we could see. This is nothing like being stuck on a farm, or cloistered in the back of a temple.
Zoidi wraps her sickle against her thigh as she studies the boat's layout. Satisfied by whatever she sees, she tilts her head to you with a small smile.
Tell me what's on your mind?
Suffer any nightmares?
They're there in my head when I sleep, and sometimes I can taste them on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in a particularly volatile soul.
What are you gonna do?
Go madder than I already am? I don't rightly know. It's not like I can turn my back on my duty to my god, even if it kills me. I'm
That's
glad
all
we
for now.
talked.
I do wonder if I have any proper dialogue with these characters. I'll check.
Hey.
We have level
this
ups, so we
brings
still
back
need to
some
take.
memories, huh?
Freezing, going to bed. Have a good night, Locke. Hope you get feeling better, and hope it warms up there a little bit. What did you do after we ended the legacy?
I like that feeling, knowing we'd stopped Theos. We were part of something big. That was something I never felt before, not even at war. Guess I went looking for it again. Not that I wanted to tangle with gods, but something smaller. Something I thought I could manage. There was that little town, Deerford, we passed through. Got hit real hard by the legacy. I went in and asked their mayor if I could help, and he was real friendly. But then it turned out he was in that Scanite cult they have over there. And when I wasn't looking, he tried to knock me out with a garden hoe. Guess he wanted to drain my blood or gouge out my eyes with rocks or whatever it is they do. Didn't ask. Anyway, I came out of his house carrying his head, and well, I got to be mayor after that. They didn't even want to do an election. I said, if you're sure, and they all nodded, kinda quick-like.
How were you as a mayor, my dude?
Some of it I was good at. Welcoming people, getting them to settle there, keeping order. But there were other things I had no head for. Negotiating, settling arguments, saying the right things. I think I made a difference, but plenty of folks got hurt along the way. And I don't know if that was something we could have avoided, or if it was the cost of trying to fix things.
You stood with me through more than anyone I've ever known. But a lot has happened over the last 5 years. After we parted, I set out to destroy the Leaden Key. It's controlled us for too long. I wanted to free Kith from it. So for 5 years, I've been tracking down Leaden Key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret, trying to undo them.
Just make sure they can never commit another atrocity like Wade Wins the Legacy?
The task has been
He smiled at me.
more difficult than I anticipated. I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make, or the burden of living with them. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours.
Is there some way I can help?
I wish I knew. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations.
But?
Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Avelia, a run-down backwater of a place. Aye, right home like it was.
Oh, Islamir. I forgot about you.
Centuries ago, the Leaden Key had intervened to end some heretical cult. The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting. A gruesome, pointless tradition. At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt.
You helped them, right?
That's where it gets complicated. The village priest administered the practice. Grim old fellow. Reminded me of Theos.
Wicked old bunbag. 'Tis what the lad means.
He was a tyrant. I was certain that if the villagers were free of his influence, they'd be free from the bloodletting too. So I arranged for him to have an accident.
Her eyes narrow, dark lashes fusing, so this is going to make her disapprove him a little bit. Seems like one of Theos' dirty tricks. I'd expect you to act with honor. I think we go with honest.
I did it for the right reasons. Not that this changed much. The old man died, and the villagers were terrified. They were convinced his death was an ill omen. They blamed it, and every other mishap that befell them, on their lack of faith. So they began bloodletting every week, turning on their neighbors for giving too little. Instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week.
Work the edge of his sash into a tight knot. He clenches it between pale, rigid fingers. You tried to do the right thing, and that's what matters.
Is it? In the end, the villagers suffered more because of my actions. I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better.
Stop. The villagers haven't found a way to live with the ritual. In time, perhaps. I don't have an answer for that. Is the only one that really works for me.
Then at least I'm in good company. I should get some rest. It's been a long day, and you've given me a lot to think about.
You haven't told me what the Animancers have to do with this.
Ah, that. I'm looking for an old Leaden Key sect. I've found several references, but I want to be sure. Please, let me go over my notes again. Then I promise I'll tell you everything.
We'll talk more later then, because I do not have insight. Okay, so we are missing one person, I think. Who are we missing? I don't know yet. That's Aura the Mad, little Luca. There he is, Seraphin. He's up at the very top over here. Beadul, I'm sorry, but this looks like a child operating a large piece of machinery. You can't see over the wheel.
Aye, Captain. Truth be told, Ferrante half expects us to get our asses blown out of the water at Fort Deadlight. Fortunately for you, I have this bad habit of beating the odds. Of course, I do that by way of good old traditional chicanery. And the most important part of any hornswoggle? Solid planning. Well, that and surviving.
For some reason, he makes me think of one guy from The Boys. The one who's, like, dying in it. Because he took too much of the serum. Can you tell me about Fort Deadlight?
Valian made originally. Piled them stones up a few centuries back, but gave it up when the fishmen wouldn't leave them be. Hard to defend against Wilder crawling up out of your crappers. Captain Aldiz claimed it a few years back. Fucking filthy from bow to stern. And she had her lads and lasses cleaning fish shit out of the floorboards for months. A couple of them thought it might be better sailing elsewhere and left in the night. Aldiz tracked them down quick as you like, took their heads, and fixed them into little lanterns for the front gate. Called them Fort Deadlight's Deadlights. They say she ain't had a deserter since. Tad cruel for my taste. But I admit to admiring the wordplay.
Let's see. You mentioned you have contacts at the fort. Can we rely on their help?
I did say contacts, didn't I? Contact would be more accurate, in the singular. A lass by the name of Ciri. Been running the same circles for years, doldrums and fair winds. We're never family, but never on the wrong ends of arms, neither. Might have shaken the sheets a few months back. Regardless of how she feels about me, there's no love lost betwixt her and Benwith, that's for damn certain.
What's the plan to get in there?
Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack, but if not cracking, what are nuts for?
I think this calls for a clever approach.
Smart play for crashing any party involves scavenging yourself up an invite, and then dressing to impress.
So look the part.
Aye, Captain, from stem to stern. Looking the part in this case means hoisting colours identifying us as Principe. Don't have to tell you how dangerous such a bit of fabric can be if the wrong person catches you flying it.
How hard could it be to purchase a flag?
Well, Principe captains don't just give up their flags for a few coins. Nekataka's black market. If there be a Principe flag for sale, it'll be there. Mark it up and relocates every so often to avoid the Royal Guard. We'll just have to find wherever it currently be anchored.
I want to talk about something
all
else.
ears, Captain.
You have a plan in mind?
No, you be asking me for a plan. Frankly, I were curious to witness how the famed Watcher of Cad Nua would penetrate the impenetrable. But since you asked, just give me a tick. Vast. I might have pulled a plan out of this hairy blue ass after all. Way I see it, we have an option or two ranging from the wildly dangerous to the fantastically suicidal. So tell you me, Cap, what be your preferred approach to problems unapproachable?
Subtlety tends to work for... I think simply...
Smart play for crashing any party involves scavenging yourself up and in. Aye, Captain. Looking the part. I don't have to tell you how dangerous such a bit of fabric can be if the wrong person catch... Aye, Captain. Looking forward.
Okay, so we got our plan planned. We leave the deck of the ship because there's nothing else here for us. I think we will eventually upgrade our ship as well. But it should be fine. If I remember correctly, you do get ship upgrades. Like, you can capture ships and use them. So we need to go to Nekataka. We should just be able to sail there freely. I don't know how we're doing on supplies. We have 70 food and 112. And we're losing 7 per day. It isn't too bad. Wonder how long a day is considered. I'm wagering it's just a rotation of... Oh, that's a captain. Drops a massive missive into the... read. Try the Critter Cleaver. To Eldrin, Captain of the Defiant. I know what you're thinking. I have too many lovable cats, dogs, pigs, birds, and pigs. Said pigs twice. Like you, I once thought I could take in stray pets, care for their needs, and shower each one with equal affection, but we're limited beings, have only so much love to spread around. Unpleasant, unfair, unfortunate. That's why I took it upon myself to optimize affection and curtail my creature care. I bring you the Critter Cleaver. The Cleaver is a handy ethics-free apparatus yanked from the genuine Engwithian dig site and restored to glorious functionality. Simply slide your favorite feline down one end and let the Cleaver do its charm. The best is yet to come. See, the Cleaver remembers. Stick a white bird in there, it remembers. Purple pig, it remembers. It even remembers your pet's strengths, weaknesses, and favorite places to poop. Now your furry friend isn't just going to slide out of the Cleaver's business end, same as it went inside. No, they come out different, better sometimes. That's where it gets fun. Combinations. Want a bird to think like a pig? Want a cat to think like a different, better cat? The Cleaver provides. You'd be doing me a favor of epic proportions if you gave the Critter Cleaver a whirl. Once folks see you using it, everyone will want to turn. I've moved it to the far wall of the dark cupboard, which is at Pariki's Overlook in Nekataka. You can find the Cleaver just due west of the Wooden Fella. That's creepy. Oh, in. Now we should be able to adjust our crew. Now we have a proper city to work with. I need to do my levels up. But first things first, we get to deal with this. As you walk down the dock, your approach is noted by a cadre of heavily armored Amawa. Their leader briskly leads them to intercept you. Oh. The harbor master looms over you, not deigning to stoop or lower her gaze to your level.
You're far from home, farmer. How did you make it all this way in your little boat?
The Amawa cranes her thick neck to look along the hull of your ship. Her expression conveys equal portions incredulity and pity.
Why do we gotta be farmers just because we're from Deerwood?
Are you a farmer?
Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers, too.
Her attention returns to you. The Amawa's mood becomes more formal.
I'm the harbor master, Kauha. I must ask your reason for docking in Nekataka.
I'm carrying the finest hay in all of the Deerwood, bales of it, so many bales.
I've seen enough laden ships to know how one sits in the water. Your ship cannot be carrying more than your crew and provisions. Tell me the real reason you're here, or we'll put you back on your ship and tug you out of the harbor. I don't think your ship could even sail beyond the reef in its current condition.
Deep within you, you feel an uncomfortable roiling. You can be certain if the sensation is physical or spiritual, but it immediately induces nausea and fills your ears with the sound of blood rushing through your head. Cutting through the din, you hear a familiar woman's voice. Each word comes slowly, falling with what sounds like the chiming of a small bell.
Show them. Show them what you are.
It's really important that I go to the palace. I need to learn where I can find the Luminous Audra.
This city is full of foreigners looking for Luminous Audra. If you want it so badly, get back on your ship and head back out to sea until you have proper business here.
I will help you.
What's the matter matter with you? What are you doing? If you're trying to scare us with some cipher mischief, save the purple flames for the tribes of the Outer Islands.
The roar in your head begins to abate. The ringing of the chimes becomes clearer, rhythmic. 2 successive peals followed by a brief respite. You realize the chime is ringing in the tandem with your heartbeat. You open your eyes. The harbor master is gesturing wildly, presumably to get your attention, and yelling in your face, but you hear no words, only the ringing of chime as your heart rate slows and slows and slows and
Now.
slows.
What? What is this?
Run for it!
So much for discretion.
And our cipher did not level up, so the rest of us get to go ahead and take our levels. Got 5 survival and a bunch in the party as well. I'm going to go with some diplomacy, because that works out well, and some mechanics. As far as our upgrade, we get to choose from 1 class. We got the heal for our doggo. We get 1 engagement for the animal, which is kind of okay. I think we actually go with that instead of the armor rating, but we're going to need armor rating relatively soon. Chanter, we're just kind of going to be going down the list and gathering invocations we like and any kind of phrases that we think work well for us. 1 dozen stood against the power of the saint is pretty solid. Don't know how long of a chant. It's duration 1 round, lingers 1 round. Same for this one. So they're relatively short. So each round we would be triggering this, then this, and alternating between the 2, which would work okay. But I'm not sure if we want to save that for possibly a further down one. Such as some of these damage things, or possibly, I think there might be an AoE heal. Because most of these are 1 round. And we could even summon skeletons with chance. But no, for now, I think we want our dog to be better. Eater's going to go and get that 5 in athletics and 5 in streetwise. And we're going to go with... Don't think either of those really work for us. We do have the crippling strike, which is decent. But I'm not sure what we actually want to add to it. Steadies the fire's arm, allowing them to convert grazes to hits on an attack made with a proficient weapon versus dirty fighting. Hits into critical hits, and this turns grazes into hits. I think confident aim. We might want to grab fighter stances as well. I think we'll do that first. And I don't know what we're going for on Aloth and on... I think we're going Arcana on her. And Insight? Go Insight and Religion on her, probably as well. Consecrated Ground is pretty solid. That is a plus 10 to Fortitude, which is not bad. But I do think I want to go for Consecrated Ground. Simply because this gives us a nice big AoE healing in addition to what we have going on with our other characters. And we'll grab Bull's Will, I think. And we automatically get Vile Thorns. You always seem to get a spell per level based on what their background is. For the magic users, it seems. You are Arcana as well. And I think I might have our Cypher go Sleight of Hand. He is Metaphysics. I think History might be better. 2 abilities for the Wizard. I'm just seeing what we have as far as options. Those are all just defensive boosts. Just seeing what we have for spells. So you don't get an automatic one from this, but you're able to use them from spellbooks even if you don't know them. So Bulwark against the elements is good. And we'll go with... so he has one-handed style, so he actually gets a thing that reduces their... Oh, no, sorry, boosts their hits to crits. I think we'll go with a Fireball for AoEs, because he's going to be our area denial. And that is our team. But, on that note, we have arrived. We've scared the shit out of people. That's not exactly what we wanted to do. I think there is a way to do that without scaring people. And I do think we are already at max cannonballs. Yes. We're not at max of the other supply, though. Let's loot these real quick. I don't need cannonballs because I'm generally not going to be doing ranged combat on the ship. But getting resources for food and stuff like that is a good thing. Okay, so we're in town. I am going to go ahead and call it a stream there. We've been going for 7 hours at this point, and I'm probably going to have to break this episode into 2 as well. So that seems like a good place to call it. So keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time.